Last evening of semifinals here in the WPIAL Playoffs as we near the Peterson Event Center Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, your exclusive home for the WPIAL Championships, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network, as it's number one Blackhawk undefeated 22-0 against the 19-4 number 5th seeded Elizabeth Forward Warriors. And head coach Crystal Gibbs of the Warriors is hoping history repeats itself. Jose, we'll get a little bit more into that later, but Alex Lyons, Jose Nager on with you for MVI Lives coverage of the WPIAL postseason here on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. And it's a tall task for Elizabeth Ford, who's already lost twice this year to the number 2 seed Southmoreland. But, you know, it's a team that's hungry, experienced, and primed for a win, especially coming off that big win over Beaver.
Yeah, they're coming off that upset victory over the Beaver Bobcats, and I know that was one that Crystal Gibbs and her girls really wanted bad. And I guess they take on the mentality of why not us here against these Blackhawk Cougars, 22-0. They're the 1 seed in 4A. Of course, came into the postseason as the favorite coming into the bracket, but why not the Elizabeth Forward Warriors? Maybe they can repeat history, like you said, Alex. They have defeated Blackhawk in the postseason before, and maybe they can do it again.
Yeah, we'll go a little further into that. 9 years ago, Elizabeth Ford defeated a 23-0 Blackhawk team in the semifinals. Coach Crystal Gibbs hoping her team can do that again today. But you want to know, as we dig deeper into that, do you know where that game was played, Jose?
Was it at West Allegheny?
It was at West Allegheny. So 9 years ago, an undefeated Blackhawk team in the semifinals versus Elizabeth Forward at West Allegheny, and the Warriors were the team that came out on top, and head coach Crystal Gibbs hoping that can be the case tonight. She says she likes her group coming in as the underdogs. Believe they just don't have that same expectations as a team like Blackhawk does coming into tonight, and it just gives them another reason to come in and to a game where they have to play hard, play smart, and play as a team for a chance to win, which they've been able to do throughout the course of this WPIAL postseason. And, you know, yeah, they're trying to get back to the big dance for the first time since 2013. Blackhawk has made now 10 semifinal appearances in the last 12 seasons. They've only won 4 of those semifinal games, but 3 of the 4 times they have won, they have went on to win the WPIAL title, and 2 of those times on to win the state championship game.
And this is a Blackhawk team, and we talked about it, a program that, you know, has a lot of talent, that has had a lot of talent come out of the program. Before we got on the air, we actually were listing some of the former players that have come out that have are now playing with college programs. So, you know, this is a force in 4A, and Elizabeth Forward, you know, they're a motivated group, a young group that wants to get back to the Peterson Event Center.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one of those players I have actually had the privilege to see, one of my first games when I was working for TRIBLive, was this Blackhawk team, and they had a girl of the name of Mackenzie Amelia. If you're a Blackhawk fan, you know exactly who I am talking about. Currently a sophomore at RMU, averaging over 19 minutes a game, still shooting around 35% from 3, but she was probably the best three-point shooter I have seen in my entirety of announcing basketball. I was up behind a hoop, and I could literally look right down to the hoop. That girl did not touch rim on any 3. It was absolute perfection. And, you know, Blackhawks had a long legacy of producing very good players, and this team is no exception, as every single girl in the starting lineup is either committed to or getting looks to play basketball at the next level.
Yeah, and it's tough to compete against a program like that. You know, there's such a rich history of success, and being able to produce high-quality talent that is able to produce at the next level as well.
As we're going to take a break, when we come back, we'll have starting lineups and the start of the game right here on MVI Lives coverage of the WPIAL postseason.
Have you always wanted to install security cameras in your house, but none of the commercial installers wanted to bother with you? Now you can call Kevin Ike Evangelo at Right Bite Computers for all your residential security camera needs. Call Ike at 724-272-2145 for your free security camera analysis.
If you're looking for somewhere to eat after the game, check out our friends down at the Foster House 2, serving up their famous king sandwiches 7 days a week until 11:30 p.m. The Foster House 2, located at 1 Cook Road in Bell Vernon.
WPIAL works hard to promote sportsmanship at all of its athletic events. We encourage our spectators to participate with West Allegheny in promoting good sportsmanship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all please rise and remove our hats for the play of our national anthem.
Anthem has played. Lineups on deck as we get set to continue the WPIAL postseason. It's semifinal action, and it's going to be a lot of fun here this evening as we'll take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Warriors from Elizabeth Fords, led by 100-win head coach Crystal Gibbs, as it's going to be this starting lineup, as it is the 5'8" junior guard Jocelyn Dawson, the 5'3" senior sharpshooting three-point hitting Haven Briggs, along with the 5'8" senior guard Brooke Markland, 6' sophomore guard Alyssa Terza, and the 5'10" senior forward Bailey Brinson, who I think is going to be instrumental here in this game with her size underneath if EF wants to come out on top. As we'll look over at the Blackhawk starters now, coming in 22-0, as claiming that number 1 seed, it's going to be the 5'4" junior guard Cassie Potts, along with the 5'10" junior guard Quinn Boroni, averaging 11 points per game, the 5'9" sophomore guard Alina Fizzetti, along with the 5'8" senior guard Casey Nixon, and 5'9" senior Julian Manarino. So again, that is Potts, Boroni, and Fizzetti, along with Nixon and Manarino for number 1 seeded Blackhawk. Some things to look at coming into the game, as Blackhawk leading the way when it comes to the 4A bracket and scoring at 66.5 points per game. That's also good for third best in the entire WPIAL. They're also giving up 32 a game, which is second best in 4A behind Knock at this juncture. Players to watch for Elizabeth Ford, I talked about it. Bailey Brinson is going to be pivotal underneath with her size. We've seen her have the ability to take over games this year. And of course, on the other end, it's the sophomore Alina Fizzetti, who's been absolutely outstanding this year. And there's a reason she's getting some Division I looks out of Blackhawk.
Yeah, I think for Bailey Brinson, she brings such a physicality inside. Very aggressive. I think just keeping that in check, being able to watch, staying out of foul trouble is going to be key for her, because this is an Elizabeth Ford team that is a lot better with her on the floor. But she's going to definitely be a key player for Elizabeth Ford if they want to pull off this upset.
Elizabeth Ford in their home reds, or away reds, I should say, with that white numerals and black lettering across the chest. The home whites with the green numerals and gold trim for the Blackhawk Cougars here from West Allegheny High School. EF looking to have history repeat itself. 9 years in the making. Trying to get back to the WPIAL title game. Last time they were there, they had to beat Blackhawk to get there, and they'll try to do it again. It's going to be Alyssa Terza in the opening tip against Baroni as it's one back. There's Haven Briggs. Briggs in the front court, drives in, lays it off the glass, no good. Rebound by Nixon, back the other way. Fizzetti into the right wing. Fizzetti up top she goes, and now it's Potts. Potts backpedaling, surveys her options. 10 seconds gone here, opening quarter. Up top Nixon, inside she goes. Baroni puts it up off the window, rattles, no good. Rebound, Baroni puts it up, and she's fouled by Bailey Brinson. First foul of the game on Bailey Brinson, and the team's first. Make that on Dawson.
Yeah.
As first one up and in for Quinn Baroni. Baroni getting some Division II looks here as a junior. Tied for the team lead in scoring, goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. So an early 2-0 lead for number 1 Blackhawk. As trying to break this press is Dawson. Jocelyn Dawson, near side Alyssa Terza. Terza, top of the key, bounce pass off to Markland. Markland, foul line, floater off the back iron, no good. Rebound grabbed down again by Nixon, but pinball's out. And last touched apparently by the Warriors from Elizabeth Ford. And I think head coach Crystal Gibbs Faces was saying it all as the two officials meet.
Yeah, they're going to change their minds here. It's going to be F-ball.
Only 2 games all year have been in single digits for Blackhawk. One was against a team of in Ohio in Berlin Hilland, and the other was against Norwin 38-33 to end the regular season. Hasn't been a lot of close games for this Blackhawk team. As far side, there's Terza. Terza, top of the key, off to Markland. Markland to Brinson. Brinson, full head of steam, backing her way in. Right block, too hard, rebound, Dawson. Jocelyn Dawson tries to wrestle it free, and the tie-up is called with 7:04 remaining in the first. And it's going to go to the Blackhawk Cougars. Blackhawks' closest game in 4A, a 14-point game. And it was against Elizabeth Forward's victims in the quarterfinals in Beaver, who was in the same section as Blackhawk.
That says a lot about the difference between that Beaver team and this Blackhawk team. Is
Fizzetti just drains it. There's Dawson, her team down by 5, floats it back to Markland. Markland over the divide, near side, Dawson all alone for 2, rattles no good. Empty trip once again for the Warriors, back the other way. Here comes Potts, pushing the issue, foul line, kick out, near side, triple up, and that one drained again. Fizzetti knocks it through. Markland tries to get it in, but 5 seconds is called and a turnover on the Warriors. 8-0 run to start for Blackhawk, and they have the ball once more.
Yeah, Cougars are setting the tone early here. The first 2 minutes.
Up top, that one poked away by Markland and out of bounds off of Fizzetti, and we'll go back the other way.
Nice job there by Brooke Markland, even though she wasn't able to fully get possession of that ball, creating a little havoc and forcing a turnover.
Here comes Haven Briggs. Briggs drives in. Briggs near side it comes. Terza with the triple. That's off the mark. Terza didn't follow her shot till light. Easy rebound by Nixon. Back the other way. Pushing the issue. Manarino kicks it out near side. Taken away by Alyssa Terza. Drives across her far baseline up the far side. Terza stops up. Pulls the trigger. Terza knocks it through. As Alyssa Terza gets her first bucket of the game, getting the Warriors on the board. Potts down low, up high, off the window and in. Baroni up to 4. Lead back to 7 for Blackhawk. 5:34 remaining in the first. Dawson too far off the fingertips of Brooke Markland, and another turnover for the Warriors from Elizabeth Forward.
Definitely a fast-paced first quarter. 2.5 minutes in, and Blackhawk already with 10 points.
And a foul called on Haven Briggs, pressuring the ball. So Haven picks up her first foul. team second. Now we've seen spurts this year with Elizabeth Forward where every single girl has lit up the scoreboard. The question is, can they all put it together against this Blackhawk team when you need all parties involved? As Baroni has it taken away. There's Jocelyn Dawson. Dawson to Marklin. Marklin drives in, up. She's fouled and gets the bucket. A huge take by Brooke Marklin. Cutting the lead to 5. A chance to make it 4 from the stripe. As Cassie Potts picks up the personal. Her first, team's first. Make that change to Fazzetti.
Huge bucket there for Marklin. She just puts up her prayer, and opportunity here to make it a 4-point game.
Shot up and knocked through by Brooke Marklin. Old school 3-point play. EF to 6, lead down to 4 after a quick 8-0 spurt for the Blackhawk Cougars. Potts up top, pressured by Brooke Marklin. Bounce pass far side. Manarino back up top to Potts. Potts, Manarino, left wing, drives in, left block, kicks it back to the foul line. 15-footer off the mark, rebound, pinballs far side, loose on the floor, skittering towards Charlie Mealibe in the EF student section.
Yeah, nice showing from Elizabeth Forward's student section.
As
The Rat Pack.
Darren Moy into the game. They brought the fan bus here, and, you know, Jose, we cover a lot of Valley sports, and I don't think I've seen a superintendent support his team more than Elizabeth Forward's.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Todd Karuskin is one of the best around.
There's Bailey Brinson firing it up and drawing the foul. As Piper Romai is going to check in after the first shot by Bailey Brinson. Baroni gets the foul, her first, team second, as Bailey Brinson, as I mentioned, at the charity stripe. The senior off the mark on attempt number 1. Romai in as Piper replaces Nixon. Twin sister Haley also on this team.
A pair of sophomore guards.
As Brinson off the mark, Terza forces the tie-up, and EF gets the ball. Great effort there by the sophomore Alyssa Terza. Number 1 Blackhawk up by 4. There's Bailey Brinson to Terza in the left wing. Terza drives up top. Terza far side, poked away as Fazzetti knocks it out. .4:31 remaining in the first. 10-6 lead in favor of Blackhawk over EF. There's Haven Briggs. Up top, Jocelyn Dawson. Dawson to Brinson. Brinson bullying her way in. Up off the window, no good. Rebound, Romai. Romai off to Potts. Potts in the right wing. Potts around Terza. Potts so shifty down the lane and in. As Cassie Potts makes it look easy. Slicing her way through the EF defense. Here comes Marklin in transition. Marklin kicks out. Haven Briggs for 3. Got it! Haven Briggs, her first bucket of the game. And that could be an issue if she starts to heat up for Blackhawk as Romai fires it off the window, no good. Dawson to Marklin, all alone with the left off the window and in a timeout called by Blackhawk. 30 seconds, the lead down to 1 thanks to Brooke Marklin.
What a job here for the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. It was a 10-3 game. And all of a sudden, an 8-2 run here for Elizabeth Forward, and it is 12-11 with 3:47 to go.
Absolutely stellar play right now by the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Coming back after, Fazzetti looked like she might start to put this one out of hand early, knocking down a couple of triples, but all of a sudden, the and 1 for Brooke Marklin, the 3 by Terza, the 3 by Haven Briggs, and look at this. You have a 1-point game with 3:47 remaining in the first. As you know, this is a battle-tested Warriors team. They went into Beaver and beat the 4 seed. They've beat Bell Vernon twice this year, who is one of the few teams to beat number 2 Southmoreland. They didn't play well against Southmoreland in either meeting, but the fact is it's a team that's played good competition. And, now they're trying to make that pay off here in the playoffs and get back to the championship game for the first time since 2013. Piper Romai kicks it in. Fazzetti with the reverse. Too strong. Rebound. Brinson. And the Warriors a chance for the lead. That one swatted out by Marklin. As it was a little behind her, and Potts applying the pressure as Casey Nixon back in. Piper Romai will exit.
Yeah, trying to get their transition game going. Is that last bucket by Markland was a beauty in transition. EF trying to get another bucket the same way.
Around the horn, Nixon drains the three. Off the bench, back on the board for Casey Nixon. 6th three-point play of the game. 5th three from beyond the arc combined. There's Jocelyn Dawson. Dawson, her team down by 4. Up top, the freshman Chloe Zombeck. Zombeck, far side, Markland. Brooke Markland off to Jocelyn Dawson, and Dawson fouled by Moy up top. 3rd team foul here in the first quarter on Blackhawk. First foul on Darren Moy, the 5'4 senior. Zombeck, the trigger, the freshman, sends order in motion. Up top, it's Haven. Back to Zombeck. Chloe Zombeck rolling with it. Zombeck calling out the orders. 2:50 remaining in the first. 4-point lead for Blackhawk. Floated in, knocked away by Baroni. Back the other way. She pushes the issue. Baroni kick out. Bizzetti with the triple, knocks it through again. Bizzetti has been perfect from outside. 3 for 3 from downtown and back the other way. Here comes Markland. Stops up deep, 2, drain, no. Off the backboard and pinballs out off of Baroni. Lead back to 7 for Blackhawk, 2:25 remaining in the first.
You know, when Blackhawk called that timeout, I kind of figured that this is a group that would regroup. They sure have back-to-back three-pointers.
Haven has it knocked away, goes right to Markland, fires up a prayer, and it goes right to Baroni. Baroni, bounce pass. Bizzetti back the other way, drives down the lane, puts it up. Dawson in the way, and off of Jocelyn Dawson and out of bounds. As we're going to see Jellison come in, and Haley Romai will check in for the first time today.
Yeah, Romine will replace Potts, who has been all over the court.
Bizzetti again, drains it again. 4 from 4 from outside as Bizzetti single-handedly bringing the lead back up to 10. There's Zombeck floating it off the glass, no good. Jellison rips it free, way outside. Markland buries it. Brooke Markland up to 8. Lead back down to 7. Huge answering triple by Brooke Markland. Moy.
EF got to get a stop here.
Nixon around the horn. There's Haley Romai. Romai to the corner. Bizzetti back to Nixon. Pulls the trigger. Back iron, no. Rebound, Jellison. Jellison fires it up. She's fouled on the pass attempt, trying to spring Haven Briggs on the fast break.
I don't know if you're EF. I don't know if you'd rather have that foul or if you'd rather be able to have that opportunity you're just going to have.
And I think with the way that trajectory the ball was going, where Briggs would have got it, would have been a tough make for Haven Briggs, especially with her stature. Checking in will be Alyssa Terza. Jocelyn Dawson out. Quickly back in will go Piper Romai.
Alongside number 30, Piper Romai.
As Piper will replace Casey Nixon. So the sophomore twins both into the game. As trying to find an options, Markland. Briggs right back to Markland. Markland up over the divider. Here comes Brooke Markland. Slows things down. Far side, Haven Briggs. Briggs. Near side, Markland. Markland. Up top, 1:15 remaining in the first. Now it's Alyssa Terza. Terza, top of the key. There goes Terza to her right. Terza through the legs of Haven Briggs into the backcourt. And Briggs will stop and touch it up. Backcourt violation with 1:05 remaining in the first. As another quick substitution for Blackhawk. And, I was told by their head coach that they like to rotate 9 to 10 guys, try to wear out their opposition as quickly as possible. We've seen a lot of that early on, as it's been a revolving door down to our left. But everyone that's come in has been successful. There's Nixon around the horn. Bizzetti again, buried again. Up to 15, all from outside, and a timeout called by head coach Crystal Gibbs.
A 30-second timeout.
Bizzetti has outscored the Warriors by herself. 15, all from outside. She has not missed. And, man, does Blackhawk have a way of finding sharpshooters from outside? We've seen it year in and year out from this Blackhawk team, but, man, Absolutely another sharpshooter that cannot miss.
Hey, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And Elena Fassetti has been huge. 9 straight points here for Blackhawk. And since that Blackhawk timeout, Alex, we've only seen 3-point shots, 3-point makes for each team. Brooke Markland out of 3, and now 4 straight 3-pointers, 3 from Fassetti and 1 from Nixon. So Blackhawk right now using a 12-3 run to gain some more separation here late in the first quarter.
6 3-pointers made by Blackhawk here in the first quarter. Still 47 on the clock. Inbound goes to Chloe Zombek. Zombek splits a pair over the divider. Zombek, foul line, kick out. There's Jellison, drives the lane, floats it up, rattles around, and falls in. Jellison gets her first bucket of the game. Lead back to single digits, 30 seconds on the clock. See if Blackhawk holds for one. 5 3-pointers by Fassetti here in the first is floating it up and rattling it in with the foul is Moy. Lead back to 10. Moy can make it 11 as we'll have a pair of substitutions here for Blackhawk. One's for the shooter, so checking in will be Haley Romai, replacing Fassetti, who is 5 from 5 from outside. Zombek got the personal, her first, team third. See if Moy can put the lead at 11. And she will. Potts will replace Moy. Blackhawk looking like a well-oiled machine here in the latter stages of quarter number 1. Inbound Zombek. Zombek, pocket almost picked and eventually turns it over, but sent right back to Haven Briggs, who puts it into the hands of Romai. Haley Romai, left block off of her knee and out. And really, I think what's caused the issues out of anything for EF has been this Blackhawk press. As they're not going to award the sub for Darren Moy. EF struggling once again to get the ball in. Off the deflection, there's the steal. Nixon puts it up and puts it through. Second bucket of the game for Nixon. 5 seconds. Down to 4. Knocked down Jellison. Ball out of bounds with 2.6. It's EF basketball. See if they can get a last second shot to try to cut into this deficit. Nixon out. Darren Moy in. It's going to have to be a quick shot for EF if they can get one. See who they can get it into. Into Jellison. Down to 2. Jellison puts it up. Knocked out at the buzzer. And a late charge for Blackhawk. They put up 29 in the first quarter. High-octane offense. EF added a very respectable 16, but Blackhawk just too much here in the first. And they're up 29-16 after one. We'll have the second quarter when we come back to you here on the exclusive home for the WPIAL postseason, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Candela's Barking Beauties, where our salon is your salon. 5 convenient, no appointment needed salons, all breeds welcome, and any size dogs. Visit www.candelarsbarkingbeauties.com or call 412-872-5550.
Back here, getting ready for quarter number 2. Back and forth early on, trading runs, but the Blackhawk Cougars have delivered the last blow, and they've taken a 29-16 lead here into quarter number 2. And EF, they're going to have to take the next punch coming out of this first quarter break as Blackhawk, an absolutely stellar end to that quarter, and it really starts and ends with Elena Fassetti, 15 points, all from outside.
Yeah, and Alex, it was 12-11 with 3:49 to go in this one. The last 3:15 of that first quarter, a 17-5 run for Blackhawk.
As they're going to say, Baroni didn't check in after that quarter break, so they're going to have to start Moy instead of Baroni. So they're changing up the offense now with Baroni having to wait to sub in. As near side comes Potts up over the divider. Potts, right wing, drives in, right block, floats it up over Brinson and in. As the Cougars pick up just where they left off with adding points to the board. There's Terza, right into this press that's caused so much havoc to this Warrior offense. Terza into the front court. That's been a struggle getting there here in the latter stages of this first half. As there's Markland. Markland to her left. Kick out near side Dawson. Jocelyn Dawson spinning her way. Hook shot. Rattles no good. Rebound. Brinson put back won't fall. Rebound by Moy. Up ahead. Potts in stride. Potts off her hands and out of bounds. And now Baroni will check in. As Darren Moy exits. And Fazzetti, just a sophomore, leading the way with 15 here in this game, all from outside. Already getting Division I offers as there's Alyssa Terza, the sophomore, driving in for EF. Terza puts it up and puts it through. First bucket, which seems like in forever for the Warriors, belongs to Terza.
Alyssa Terza for 2.
Fusetti back outside. Cassie Potts rolls left. On the West Day logo at center court. Now to her right. Handoff, grab down. Fusetti up top she goes. Manarino back to Baroni. Baroni right side guarded by Brinson. Deep 2. Sails through. No issues there for the junior Baroni. She's up to 6. Terza tries to get it up over the divider and will. Terza changing directions. Far side. Kick out. Haven Briggs. Briggs drives in. Foul line. Fires it high off the window. No good. Rebound again. Baroni. Baroni pushing the issue. Baroni straight in. Drives left block. And that one's deflected out off the Warriors. Head coach Crystal Gibbs of Elizabeth Ford wants to travel. None will come. As Zombeck replaces Haven Briggs. But really, outside shooting and on the boards is where this game has been won. Or been taken advantage of for Blackhawk as Potts adds into the three-point party as she knocks it down.
Now 7 points for Potts as she's starting to feel it.
Zombeck drives straight in with the left, no good. Rebound, kicks back out, saved by Terza. Terza right side, and a foul on the way to the bucket. And, you know, told by the Blackhawk coach they have faith if any of 5 girls on the court at any time to put it out from outside, and they've shown why here in this one.
Yeah, 7 3-pointers for them through one quarter and first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Not too shabby.
Foul one against Nixon. Up top, Terza, 36-18. Near side, Markland. Markland wheeling. Foul line down low, too high for Bailey Brinson.
You mentioned, Alex, before the amount of depth that Blackhawk has. They're able to sub, 10 to 11 girls in throughout a game. Elizabeth Ford's only about 7 deep. They only really use Chloe Zombeck and Michelle Jellis and a pair of freshmen coming off the bench.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see Grimm in there, but that's not, normally ideal when she's in. She's played some good minutes as of late, has no issues for Potts. Lead to 20. But, not a lot of experience either for this Elizabeth Ford team coming off the bench is a big thing as well.
Yeah, a lot of young players.
As there's Terza from the corner, drains the triple. As the sophomore up to 8, tying Brooke Markland at that total. All buckets this quarter belong to Markland for the Warriors. As there goes Potts. Outside, shot up again. Manarino comes off the mark, sending it long and out of bounds with the three-point attempt. Haven Briggs back in, along with Moy and Piper Romine.
Yeah, Potts has been the big offensive contributor for Blackhawk here early in the second quarter. 7 of her 9 points.
She scored all but 1 bucket that the Cougars have here this quarter. 5 minutes remaining in the second, 38-21 lead in favor of Blackhawk. As far side, Terza. Terza pushed out on the far side, and she's fouled by Cassie Potts.
Score update for us, and the end of one in the Class 5A semifinals. South Fayette leading McKeesport 12-11.
Haven Briggs. Briggs. Up top, Jocelyn Dawson. Dawson drives in. Dawson kick out. Terza. Catch, release, and that one rattles. No good. Rebound. Brinson, she's fouled, putting it up as Baroni got in the way and picks up her second. EF will be shooting the rest of the way as Bailey Brinson, who's 0 for 2 from the line, will try to correct that this time by trying to cut into the deficit. Brinson knocks it through. Her first bucket of the game, her first point, I should say. 38-22 your score. Brinson Short off the iron. Rebound loose on the floor. Brinson has it. And dual possession called, as getting the worst of that one seemed to be Cassie Potts. And it's going to go back to the Warriors.
Possession, Warriors.
So EF a chance to cut it down to a 14-point game outside Briggs to make it 13. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, the freshman Chloe Zombek. Zombek, top of the key, to her left. Left block, kick out. Short corner shot up by Brinson, off the iron and in. A deep two for Bailey Brinson gives her 3. 38-24 your score.
EF not going away quietly here.
Halfway through the second quarter, it's Cassie Potts in the front court. Potts, left elbow, bounce pass off of the foot of Bailey Brinson, forcing the stoppage and giving the Cougars the ball down to our left underneath. Bounce pass outside, up top. Fuzetti drives in, pulls up with the mid-range, rattles no good. Rebound, ripped away, another tie-up called, and the arrow is in favor of Blackhawk as Terza tried to rip it free.
6 straight points, rather, for the Warriors. They trail 14 points with 4:06 to go.
Stolen away, Zombek up ahead, Briggs runs into it, Briggs blocked from behind. Fuzetti doing it all as she denies the senior Haven Briggs. Zombek surveys, needs an option, floats it too high. Dawson can't save it. As Jocelyn Dawson goes skittering down right next to us as the Case Western Reserve commit in Casey Nixon will check back into the game. She replaced the junior Cassie Potts. Nixon will inbound just in front of you, Jose, when you're on the near side.
I thought I was going to inbound it for a second.
I would have liked to see that. I think you would have had a good opportunity.
I think I would have been called.
As here comes Jocelyn Dawson. Moy in pursuit, fouls from behind. And there's number 2 on Darian Moy. And that's going to be 1-1 for Jocelyn Dawson and the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Dawson scoreless thus far.
Entering the game for the Cougars, number 22, Jillian Manarino.
As Manarino, the St. Vincent commit, re-enters the game. Jocelyn Dawson.
Student section's going at it a little bit here as Dawson hits the first.
And that's always big on those 1-on-1s. Make sure you get your second opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Dawson has a chance now to cut it down to a 12-point game.
And 2-minute drought for the for Blackhawk.
As Dawson drains the pair. 38-26 your score. EF's put up 10, Blackhawk 9 this quarter.
First points for Dawson here tonight.
Mazzetti outside. She had the hot hand early on, another turnover. Here comes Bailey Brinson, full head of steam, up off the window, and a blocking foul called on Casey Nixon, and Brinson shooting a pair.
EF's doing a good job of keeping Blackhawk off the board and trimming into that 20-point lead. Is now a chance here to potentially cut that in half.
Bailey 1 for 4 tonight. Make her 2 for 5. 4 points for Bailey Brinson. Brinson puts it up, drains it, lead down to 10. EF, the feisty Warriors are not going away.
Yeah, Bailey Brinson 5 points during this 10-0 run for Elizabeth Forward, and there's another steal by Brinson.
Up ahead, the freshman Zombek. She's fouled. She'll shoot a pair. As it's double bonus time with 3:13 remaining in the second. As the foul goes against Manarino. Potts back in. It's going to be double bonus. We'll have to wait for the first shot. As here comes Chloe Zombek, the freshman. You know, we're very familiar come Christmas time what the Zombek family does with their amazing light display for charity.
An incredible family that I've known for a while. One of my first stories that I wrote with the Mon Valley Independent back in well, 2016, 2017 was actually on their Christmas display. Incredible family and what they do.
Zombeck 0 for 2, though, at the line, and a foul on Alyssa Terza. First foul against Terza, first foul this quarter against the Warriors, just fourth of the game. And yeah, they've really upped the ante defensively, it looks like, here in this latter half of quarter number 2. 3:08 still remaining, still plenty of times for EF to cut this to a single-digit game. And there's another steal by Terza into the backcourt. Terza onto the floor, has it off to Haven Briggs. Briggs to Brinson. Brinson stops up, dribbles back, puts it up, no good. Rebound grab down Baroni, and a foul on Bailey Brinson. I think the reason Brinson's upset, I think she wanted to foul the first time by.
Yeah, I think she wanted that one.
As Brooke Mark, we haven't seen her in a while. She'll check back in, replacing Zombeck. And that's going to be Bailey Brinson's first.
EF with their 5 starters in the game now. 10-point game, 2:51 to go.
And EF now had 2 opportunities to cut this lead down to 8 and then could have been down to 6. As a triple up by Nixon, rebound Brinson. Another empty trip for Blackhawk. Brinson calling out the orders. There's Terza from outside, short off the rim. Rebound grab down Baroni in transition. Here comes Potts. Potts left side, left block, puts it up, no good. Rebound deflects. And Fuzetti blocked by the Warriors' Brinson. Moy back in, and a timeout called by Blackhawk trying to regroup, and it's the full variety. EF, they're hanging around. They've made life difficult here for Blackhawk in quarter number 2. Still trailing by 10, but number 5, Elizabeth Forward, not going down without a fight here in this semifinal matchup against the undefeated Cougars.
Yeah, no, a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes for Elizabeth Forward, but hey, we've seen this scenario take place before where EF cut it to a 1-point lead for Blackhawk. Blackhawk took a timeout, they regrouped, and then they were able to go on a 17-5 run in the last 3 minutes of that first quarter.
If you just didn't hear, 27-10 knock over Southmoreland.
Yeah, pretty big upset. Well, I guess not an upset.
Not necessarily, but
knock is the higher seed, but Southmoreland.
No, Southmoreland's the 2.
Are they the 2?
Southmoreland's the 2.
Okay.
Knock
is the 3.
But
correct?
Knock again has the best scoring defense in 4A, and they're putting that to work against 1,000-point scorer Gracie Spadero, Delaney Morvosh and company. So, hey.
Yeah, Knock, excuse me then. Southmoreland is the 2, Knock the 3. So, I guess a little bit of a surprise, but in the 2-3 game.
Kentucky, the call is now it's Cassie Potts up top for Blackhawk. Potts, right side, Fusetti. Pressured by Doslin, back up top, Nixon around the horn, inside they go, and Bailey Brinson, a full bump to Fusetti.
Elizabeth Ford foul called against number 35, Bailey Brinson.
First time today we're going to see the freshman Olivia Grimm come in.
Number 3, Olivia Grimm.
And, Grimm, she's taken on a bigger role as this season's went on for the Warriors. And, again, one of those promising freshmen that EF has on their roster with Chloe Zombeck. And then, again, you have the sophomore starter already in Terza. As kick out there, deflected. Fuzetti has a lane, takes it underneath. Baroni misses the easy one, but on the putback knocks it through. Up to 8 for Baroni. Markland into Jocelyn Dawson. Here comes Dawson pushing the issue. Dawson has it knocked away. There's Baroni back the other way. 3-on-2. Baroni near side. Fuzetti once again off the mark. Her first miss from outside. Now Markland over the divider. Brooke Markland cuts to the far side. 120 way outside here in quarter number 2 as Markland off the mark. Now it's Potts turning into a track meet. Potts kick out. Now Moy drives in up top. Nixon with the triple. Back iron no. Rebound Haven Briggs. Big possession now for the Warriors as Briggs pushes the pace. Haven with a minute on the clock in the first half. Near side, Alyssa Terza. Terza tries to change direction. Lost it, got it back. Terza Now it's taken by Briggs. Briggs skips it across. There's Dawson. Dawson penetrates, foul line, and that one's taken away. Here comes Moy in transition. Moy across, back to Moy, give and go to perfection. Moy up to 5. 38 on the clock. 42-28 in favor of Blackhawk. Briggs over the divider. Haven Briggs gets a screen from Jocelyn Dawson. Outside, triple up. Markland off the mark again. Here comes Potts. Potts pushing the pace. Potts drives in, right block, high, off the window and in. 7. Or make it 11 for Potts as Briggs snuck free and laid it home. Lead at 14, 8 seconds on the clock. Down to 3, down to 2, deep 2, up. Back iron, no. Rebound, Terza, and that sends us to the locker room. 14-point lead for Blackhawk. As the Cougars outscored the Warriors by 1, but EF, it's a quarter they're probably going to be kicking themselves in. You had a chance to cut it down to 8, down to 6. If you would have got it to 8, you had 2 free throws down by 10, missed them both. And then you had another opportunity with the ball in your hand to cut it down once again to single digits. They were just never able to do that. And all of a sudden, once again, Cassie Potts started to heat up. She got up to 11. And after one half, it's 44-30 in favor of the Blackhawk Cougars as the 1 seed hanging on, looking for another trip to the Peterson Event Center.
Yeah, good opportunity there for EF. They had that to run, and again, Alex, I mentioned that Blackhawk timeout. It seemed like the Cougars used that to regroup once again. They finished with 6 of the final 8 points in the last 2 minutes, and they're able to carry a 14-point edge in the halftime.
So at the half, 44-30, number 1 over number 5. When we come back, we'll have a halftime interview with Belle Vernon head coach here in our final MVI Live broadcast of the postseason on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Swiss Alpine Dry Cleaners, more than just the cleaners. We have a complete seamstress shop that takes care of all your alterations and sewing needs. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Call at 412-896-8082. Or visit us at your convenience, located in Elizabeth Township, inside Swiss Alpine Village. You can also visit us online at SwissAlpineDryCleaners.com.
Candela's Barking Beauties, where our salon is your salon. 5 convenient, no appointment needed salons, all breeds welcome, and any size dogs. Visit www.CandelarsBarkingBeauties.com or call 412-872-5550.
Back here at the half on MVI Live as another halftime interview, this time joined by Belle Vernon head coach Joe Salvino. Coach, really appreciate you taking the time to join us at the half.
I appreciate you having me.
So it's been a great year so far for you guys, a couple hiccups along the way, but overall you coached so many phenomenal teams throughout your course of your career. Where does this one rank with this group of kids?
It ranks up there. I mean, this group of kids is kind of special. Some of these kids were freshmen when I first got here, and then you had somebody like Devin Whitlock, and then Quentin Martin comes, and then Alonzo Wade's here. So I mean, it's nice.
And there's a lot of pressure, in a sense, put on you from outside sources. Not necessarily the team sees it that way, but how do you guys deal with the expectations, I guess might be the better word, that is on this program when you have the caliber of talent you guys do?
Well, I think the kids are used to it, especially they went through football, and, it just carries over to the basketball season. So I think the kids are able to handle that very well.
So one thing, not a team milestone, but a personal milestone that you're nearing on, and possibly, if things go the way you guys hope this postseason, could get your 700th win throughout the WPIAL postseason. What would that mean to you to pick up that milestone?
Well, it means I coached a lot of great ball players, and a lot of the coaches that coach with me, I appreciate it. Just like the game itself, it's not my individual reward. It's everybody that has been involved with me, like I said, players and coaches. I mean, I'm honored that the names that they mention that I'm up there with them, that's an honor to me.
So for you, a few years back now, coming into Belle Vernon from Monessen, how has that kind of differed with coaching at all, if it has at all, just the different milestone from, or different, I guess, setting from a 1A to, or 2A school to a 4A school now?
Yeah, just a different atmosphere. The first year was a little bit hard. I mean, you're trying to adjust to the kids, and then the kids are trying to adjust to you. But then I think after that, everybody started to know who I was and what I expected to happen. And fortunately, we've been doing very well here. We was in a WPIAL championship 2 years ago, went to the semifinals last year, and hopefully this year we get to go far and get into the States and see what can happen.
So what do you guys as a team have to do to find a way to get that over that hump in a sense? You've got to the finals, you got to the semis, but you haven't been able to win it, and this is kind of the last hurrah with Whitlock, with Gordon. So what do you guys have to do to get over that hump and get that WPIAL title this year?
Well, I think we have to start playing better defense. I think it starts with defense. If we get a lot of transition points, a lot of easier buckets instead of having to work so hard to get them, that's a plus. And then, again, we have to run our offense and do the normal things. Rebounding and foul shooting is, especially when you get in the playoffs, foul shooting is very important.
So one thing that I've noticed with your group of guys, they like to have a lot of fun on the court. Sometimes that's too much. I think that's a great way to put it. How do you kind of keep that all together when you have all those athletes like Whitlock, like Martin, who are one is going Division I, one is almost certainly going Division I with all the offers he already has.
Right.
So how do you kind of rein that in to keep them from kind of just taking advantage of the situations? Like, okay, we can go out and we can have all this fun, but we still have to play a basketball game. So how do you kind of keep that all in check?
Well, I tell them that, we don't want to embarrass anybody. So it's okay in a sense to have a little bit of fun, but we're not going out there to embarrass anybody. And sometimes the games get boring when you're winning, when you're up by 30 points, and you know that you could do those types of things. But I tried to rein them in, and like I said, it's not a circus. It's a basketball game, and we're not embarrassing anybody.
And one final question for you, Coach, before we can get back to the second half of our game here on MVI Live and the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. But I've asked a lot of players this question because it was something that went through my head when I was playing basketball, that it was during the national anthem for me, it was always one of those last calming moments as a player to get my head and thoughts regrouped. So what goes through your head those final moments, that last couple minutes when the anthem's playing before you're about to go out and coach your team, hopefully for another victory?
Well, my heart starts to beat a little bit more faster. I know that, especially in playoff time or any big game. Everything like what we have to do, what's expected of the team, and everything that we have to do to get a victory.
All right, Coach, I really appreciate you taking out the time again to do this with us.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you very much, and you do a great job.
Thank you. Again, that's head coach Joe Salvino looking for win number 700 in his career, hoping to get his team back to the WPIAL championship game when we come back here on MVI Live and the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. We'll have half number 2 of your game.
Doreen Walters, your full-time realtor and a master certified negotiating expert. One of the most positively reviewed agents on Zillow in southwestern Pennsylvania, with the best marketing and maximum exposure, and a lifelong resident of the Mon Valley.
If you're looking for handmade gifts this season, check out Chloe and Me Candles. All of their products are made in-house since 2014. Their waxes are a proprietary blend of soy, paraffin, coconut, and corn, and they use cotton core wicks and phthalate-free oils. Their body products are made with the finest quality oils, butters, and salts for your skin. Check them out at 205 West Main Street in Monongahela or call 724-298-8696.
Stop on down to Hills Restaurant, Main Street in New Eagle. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dine in or take out. Online ordering now available at hills-restaurant.com. Hills Restaurant, the best kept secret in the Valley. You can call them at 724-258-5422.
Itty bitty treasures and more at Riverside Village Shops for something extra special. Memory domes, engraving, awards, screen printing, embroidery, gifts, and so much more. Riverside Village Shops located at 127 Spear Street in Bell Vernon.
Come to Trigimbo Motors, a top-rated Pittsburgh area dealership for over 55 years to actually enjoy car buying. From their extensive high-quality selection of cars, SUVs, and trucks, you'll receive personal care and attention and enjoy your experience at Trigimbo Motors of Bentleyville. Visit their website at TrigimboMotors.com or visit them at 125 Wilson Road in Bentleyville.
Back here for quarter number 3 on MVI Lives coverage of the WPIAL postseason, streamed exclusively on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. Again, 10th semifinal appearance in 12 years for Blackhawk, looking to get their first semifinal win since 2017. They'd go on to lose to North Catholic in the title game. Last championship in 2014 and 15. They won back-to-back WPIAL titles. They won back-to-back state titles. The year before, EF knocked them out in the semis. They also got knocked out in the state semifinals that year as well. EF trying to make their first WPIAL title since 2013. This is their second semifinal, as that one up no good by Haven Briggs since 2019. As back the other way with 7:45 remaining here in the third. Manarino Baroni drives in left elbow. Up top Nixon. Now it's Potts. High tempo, high speed game is what's got Blackhawk this 14-point lead coming into the quarter. Now it's Potts. Fusetti, 5 first quarter threes as Nixon unloads and airballs the triple up top. But Fusetti was held scoreless in that third quarter, or second quarter, I should say.
Yeah, Potts really did a lot for Blackhawk, as she had 9 of her 11 points.
Dawson, a turnover, and Manarino makes her pay. First bucket of the game for Manarino. 6th Blackhawk Cougar onto the column, scoring column today, as Fusetti picks up the personal.
Foul is called against Blackhawks, number 11, Alina Fusetti.
Her second team, second. As EF needs some points, they need them quick. Down by 16. There's Briggs. Now it's taken by Markland. Markland fires it up, no good. Rebound, Brinson. Brinson puts it up. And a foul called on Nixon. And the Blackhawk bench is not a fan, and I tend to understand.
Yeah, that was that's going to be 3 fouls on Casey Nixon. Sends Brinson to the line here.
Brinson, back iron, no, 0 for 1. Now this trip by.
And Brinson had all 5 of her points during that 10-0 run for Elizabeth Ford midway through the second quarter.
Brinson, no good. 6 for 13 from the line is Elizabeth Ford. 3 for 3 is Blackhawk. Talk about free throws kind of rearing their ugly head again if you can't make them. As there's Nixon around the horn. Fusetti has a lane, takes it from the left side, no good. Rebound and stepping on the line, Baroni. And now we'll get the substitution. It's Haley Romai replacing Casey Nixon. Jocelyn Dawson floats it up too far for Briggs. Here comes Potts again. Potts into the front court. Potts driving in, kick out. Romai up top. Manarino with the triple. Front iron, no. Rebound off of Terza and out. 6:30 remaining in the third. 46-30 your score in favor of Blackhawk. Back to Potts with the triple off the iron, no good. Rebound, pinball's loose on the floor, still loose, skittering bounce pass. Manarino for 3 from the corner, no. Rebound, Fusetti puts it up, won't fall, and eventually out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. Sent in, there goes Fusetti, open lane, off the window and in.
First points for Fusetti since that 15-point first quarter.
Kick out, Markland, right wing, three, drains it. Markland's first bucket since the first quarter, she's up to 11. Lead back down to 15. Potts calling out the orders, near side it comes. Manarino up top, Fusetti up again and drained again. 20 points for Fusetti. Averages only 11 a game. She didn't score in the second.
6 threes after that 5-3 first quarter, and Fusetti coming out here in the second half and starting to get hot again.
Leads Southmoreland 27-15.
5-0 run for the Southmoreland Scotties to end the quarter to cut that lead down to 12. Winner of this game gets the winner of number 2 Southmoreland, number 3 knock. Again, EF beat Beaver to get here. While on the other side of things, Blackhawk beat Quaker Valley. Jose, did you see who called that timeout?
I believe it was Elizabeth Ford, but I could be wrong. Oh, it was Blackhawk. I was wrong.
As a tie-up forced, as Fusetti and Dawson tangle up. And it's going to go back to Blackhawk. Potts the trigger, Potts out to Fusetti. Fusetti drives in, right block, lost the handle, got it back out beyond the arc. Sends it Manarino, now it's Potts on the near side. Potts absolutely electric with her speed here in this game. Looks to drive in, Potts, quick step down the lane, off the window, off the rim and in. Everything's going right for Cassie Potts, she's up to 13. Lead to 20 for Blackhawk once again tonight. There's Markland with the right, she's fouled, and she'll shoot 2.
And Cassie Potts will be assessed for the Cougar foul. Shooting 2 for EF, Brooke Markland.
Second foul on Potts here in this one.
Potts up to 13 points. She and Fusetti both in double figures for the Cougars as Markland hits the first.
12 points now for Brooke Markland. She scored all 4 Warrior points this quarter, 5:10 remaining. Markland rattles around the cylinder and in. 2 for 2 for Brooke Markland. She's 3 for 3 in the contest. 53-36 your score here in the third. 5:03 remaining. Driving in, Baroni, kick out, Fusetti. Fusetti backing her way in. Baroni on the right wing, cutting in, Potts. Potts up off the rim, no good. Rebound, Jocelyn Dawson. Floats it up off of Markland, deflected, pinballs out. Last touch by the Blackhawk Cougars as Manarino seemed a little shaken up after that one, would check out and be replaced by Moy. And now it's going to be Piper Romai replacing Cassie Potts. Markland to Brinson, Bailey Brinson. She's fouled trying to put it up, and she'll shoot 2. That's going to go against Piper Romai. Her first, team 4th of the quarter. 4:43 remaining in the third. Bailey Brinson's had a love-hate relationship with the line tonight, 3 for 6.
Make it 3 for 7.
Free throw shooting has been the issue for Elizabeth Ford here tonight, at least one of them. You're giving up 53 points as well as that one rattles in for Brinson as well, giving her 6 points. But you've given up 53 points and we're not even halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, it's tough to stop this Blackhawk team. They've proven that here tonight.
The offense hasn't been bad for EF. 36 points, though.
No, they've done their job, but just haven't been able to get stops as there's a bucket inside for Romai.
Haven Briggs driving near side. Haven over the divider. Knocked away and taken away. Here comes Moy, and Moy's fouled in transition. Briggs and Brinson in the vicinity. And it's going to go against Haven Briggs, her second. Chloe Zombak replaces Haven Briggs. Fassetti gets it in. That's to Moy. Moy up over the divider, the senior. To the foul line. Now Romai drives in. Deflected. Haley Romai lost it. Now it's taken, bounce pass out. Piper Romai. Romai drives in. Up. No good. Rebound knocked down. Here comes Zombek. Zombek pressure coming from behind. Spins away. Zombek lost the handle. Got it back. Now it's Brooke Markland. Markland drives the baseline. Markland blocked from behind. It's Moy. Moy floats it up. Here comes Romai. Romai off the window. No good. Somehow no foul on the attempt by Haley Romai. Now it's Alyssa Terza backing down Piper. Haley came in to help. Off to Dawson. Dawson to the left block with the hook. No good. Rebound. Baroni. And now back the other way. Here comes Haley Romai. Slows the pace up with 3:20 remaining in the third. Over the divider. That's Darren Moy. Moy, far side. Baroni pulls the trigger, right wing. No good. Long rebound. Terza grabs it down. Brinson running the floor. Terza couldn't get it that way. Far side. Zombek couldn't grab it as it was just out of her reach. As Nixon will come back in on this stoppage with 3:06 remaining in the third. Checking in will be Chloe Leaf, the 5'6" junior for the first time today.
Just another one of those players that Blackhawk can use in its rotation. I think it's helped the Cougars a ton. You can see the fatigue setting in for Elizabeth Forward. Meanwhile, Blackhawk is, all their players are fresh.
There you see Dawson didn't rotate even there when it looked like it was going to be a clear lane. As driving in, Fusetti ripped out of her hands by Terza, off of Fusetti and out, and it's Warrior basketball as Briggs back in, replacing Alyssa Terza. But you know, you've been there all year playing with this number of players. You got to keep digging through it now with 2:46 remaining in the third.
Yeah, Elizabeth Ford has to get something going offensively. Only limited to one field goal here in this third quarter. That three-pointer by Brooke Markland less than 2 minutes in.
Behind the back feed, off the glass and in. Fassetti again, up to 22. Brinson leading the charge. Brinson drives in, stops up, off the window and in for Bailey Brinson in transition. There's Nixon. Nixon, kick out Leaf. Leaf up top. There's Moy with 2:14 remaining here in the third. Moy drives in, blocked off the hands of Markland and out. 2:09 remaining in the third. 57-38 your score. Inside they go. That one knocked out. Off of Fassetti and out. She is not the fan, saying she never touched it, thinking Bailey Brinson was the guilty party, but the officials say otherwise as the press will back off a little bit. See if this gives some life to the Warrior offense. They've been absolutely suffocated by Blackhawk.
Yeah, that press has definitely impacted the way Elizabeth Ford has operated offensively. And
there's Brinson off the glass and in again. Double digits. Up to 10. Far side Moy. 57-40. Moy straight to the lane. Brinson got a lot of her, but they say it was ball. And it rolls out off of Bailey Brinson. And I think the Blackhawk bench may lose their head here in a second. They're going to call the timeout.
Back-to-back buckets for Bailey Brinson. She has 5 of her 10 here in this third quarter. And There's a 17-point lead for Blackhawk with 1:38 to go here in the third. Again, the winner of this game will meet the winner of Southmoreland and Knock in the 4A title game, 3 p.m. Saturday at the Peterson Event Center.
One timeout left for Blackhawk. It is a full variety. It's a 57-40 lead for the Cougars from Blackhawk with 1:38 remaining in the third. Perfect time to remind you that this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network, and us here at MVI Live. Any broadcast of this game is intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience. Any use or rebroadcast or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited.
Both of these teams, their seasons aren't over yet regardless, as both these teams are locked into the PIAA playoffs.
Fassetti once again, drains again. Out of the timeout, another triple. 25 points for the sophomore as Zombek comes up short. Rebound, Piper Romai, guarded by Briggs, and Haven Briggs commits the foul.
7 3-pointers for Elena Fassetti. She has been phenomenal. She had 5 in that first quarter and didn't have anything in the second quarter and has come out here in the third with 10 points, up to 25, and Blackhawk back up to 20.
1:17 remaining here in the third. Another foul on Haven Briggs, and if I'm not mistaken, that's number 4 on Haven.
Another EF foul on number 4, Haven Briggs.
Blackhawk has been able to grow their lead to 20 on multiple occasions here in the third quarter after EF worked tirelessly to trim a 20-point deficit and make it a 10-point Blackhawk lead in that second.
Potts taking her time to cross over the timeline. Cassie Potts drives in, kicks it near side. Moy. Now it's taken by Potts. Looking to just kill some time. It looks like Potts drives in, foul line, bounce pass, stripped away by Brinson right to Alyssa Terza. A minute on the clock here in quarter number 3. Terza up top for 3. Terza, no good. Rebound, grab down. That's by Moy. Moy off to Potts. They're going to go for one shot here with 40 on the clock. See how aggressive EF is defensively, trying to get one more possession before the quarter break. Driving in, there's Potts. Kicks it out near side. Passing up open shots to take the last one with this 20-point advantage. 28 on the clock here in the third. Moy surveys, looks up, sees 18. Hand off, Potts. Potts, foul line. Wheels back beyond the perimeter. Zombek pressuring, takes it away. Zombek with 10. Here comes the freshman. Zombek fouled as Cassie Potts picks up number 3.
Great defense there by Chloe Zombek and creates a nice opportunity on the offensive end of the floor. That's what you talk about, just not giving up on defense regardless. You're not letting the team save for that last shot.
Zombek 0 for 2. We'll change that, gets her first point of the game. As Zombek going to pull the trigger again, rattles it through, 2 for 2. Watch for the corner 3 here if Potts can get up in time for Fusetti. She kicks it that way, and it skitters out with 3.4, so maybe a chance at a last-second shot for the Warriors. As Leaf going to check back in, replacing Potts. We'll make that Nixon.
3.4 seconds on the clock.
See if we get some screens running down, as they're just going to fire it into Dawson. Dawson down to 2, down to 1. Dawson puts it up off the backboard, no good. And after 3 quarters of play, it's an 18-point lead for the Blackhawk Cougars over the Warriors from Elizabeth Ford. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of this one for you right here on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network.
Swiss Alpine Dry Cleaners, more than just the cleaners. We have a complete seamstress shop that takes care of all your alterations and sewing needs. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Call at 412-896-8082. Or visit us at your convenience, located in Elizabeth Township, inside Swiss Alpine Village. You can also visit us online at SwissAlpineDryCleaners.com.
Back here for quarter number 4. 60-42. Blackhawk on top as EF put 12 up in the third quarter. Blackhawk 16 to go to 60. But they were all paced by that 29-point opening frame that really sent them on to this 60-point trajectory after 3 quarters of play. 25 points for Alina Fassetti after 3. And the amazing thing is, she didn't score in quarter number 2. 15 in the first, 10 in the third for the sophomore sensation here at Blackhawk. Is driving in. Brinson up off the glass and in as Bailey Brinson strikes first here in the fourth. She's up to 12. As near side Potts. Again, as you said, Jose, these teams aren't done if it stays the way it is. As Potts foul, bucket won't fall, she'll shoot 2. But Elizabeth Ford, right now, you're still going to move into the state postseason. And, you know, out of the semifinalists, you have the shot of being the better seed, being the fact that you're playing Blackhawk, who is the favorite to win the WPIAL title if they would go on and do so, as Potts off the mark on that first attempt. So you got something to play for, momentum, knowing that you still have games left to play and you don't want to be going in feeling bad about yourself as Potts knocks down the back end. She's up to 14, only averages 9 points a game. Again, she's getting Division II and Division III looks, and with her speed alone, that's not surprising. As there goes Dawson, lost the handle and goes right off to Nixon. 7:15 remaining in the fourth. Here's Potts. Near side it comes. Back up top, Nixon. Inside, reverse up, Baroni gets it to fall. Baroni into double digits with her first bucket of the quarter and the half. Lead at 19. Dawson, now it's Brooke Markland. Markland to her right, Brooke Markland inside, Bailey Brinson. One dribble up off the glass and in. The senior Bailey Brinson not going down without a fight. She's up to 14-9 this half.
Well, Brinson has played really well tonight, staying out of foul trouble, doing a great job hustling on defense. Now up to 14 points.
Manarino sees the lane, takes it. She's fouled by Bailey Brinson. Thanks, Jose.
I'll take that one. That's on me.
Hey, we have Lou Root here. You need me to get him down here to tell you announcer jinx?
He might need to.
As Lou and Ed Troop will have coverage of the Carlington Fort Cherry boys semifinal after us, as Manarino off the mark. 2 points for the St. Vincent commit, who averages 7 a game. As a substitution with 4 fouls, Haven Briggs will replace Brooke Markland. Shot up, rattles through for Manarino, giving the Cougars 64. Haven Briggs with 4 fouls, the senior. Floats it over to the divider to Dawson. Near side, Chloe Zombek. Zombek, the freshman, left elbow. She's fouled on her way down the lane. And it's going to go against Fusetti, her third. Zombek gets it in. Bailey Brinson spinning to the lane. Brinson backing her way in. No good. Rebound grab down by Potts. Potts draped over. Gets away from all 3. Potts underneath. Manarino off the window with ease. What a play by Cassie Potts to get it to her.
Well, uses her speed to get down the floor, and great job by Potts. She has been all over the court for the Cougars.
You know, I'm going to say a word that's normally not used in a positive manner. Cassie Potts has been an absolute pest here this evening in a great way if you're a Blackhawk fan. She has been fantastic offensively, defensively, speed, skill. She's like a little Energizer bunny that does not stop for this Cougar squad. As driving in, Nixon no good, put back Baroni no good, and the freshman grabs down the rebound. That's Zombek. Zombek coast to coast. Zombek right block, high off the window, no good. Rebound again, who else but Cassie Potts? Lost the handle. Saved by Fusetti, and Potts slow to get up. As it looked like that left ankle got rolled up upon. As Potts will stay into the game with 5:31 remaining here in the fourth. Near side. Back up top, Fusetti. Fusetti inside over. Brinson Baroni over the top of the backboard, but stays in play. And they say it never went over the distance, so it allowed the play on and led to the foul on the Warriors, Bailey Brinson.
EF foul number 35, Bailey Brinson.
Saw Fusetti and Potts both go after that loose ball.
Fusetti way outside again, drained again. Fusetti.
Give her 8 3-pointers, 28 points.
28 of her team's 69. Driving in Dawson, she's fouled. It's been a very nice evening from Fusetti outside the stripe. She has been, or outside the arc, she's been absolutely outstanding. As she'll pick up her fourth. Dawson just 2 points, is 2 for 2 from the stripe. 3 for 3 now. 69 points for Blackhawk with still 4:58 remaining in the fourth. 47 for the Warriors. EF averaging 58 points per game. Sitting at 47, but Blackhawk 69 is absolutely stellar as Dawson 2 for 2 once again. Now it's Piper Romai. Romai inside Moy. Kick out Baroni with the triple off the iron. Rebound grabbed down by Darren Moy. Outside Cassie Potts. Potts rolls to the near side on the West A logo. Off the A, rolls to her left. Bounce pass Piper Romai. Back to Cassie Potts. 4:30 remaining in the fourth. 21-point advantage for Blackhawk. Shot blocked by Zombek underneath. Baroni cleans it up. And into the 70s go the Cougars. 12 for Baroni. Near side, Haven Briggs. Off to Bailey Brinson, driving in. Brinson knocked down. And Brinson slow to get up. As back the other way comes Piper Romai. Off to Moy. Skips it far side. Calling the orders will be Cassie Potts. Near side, Manarino. Manarino, foul line, drives in with the left. Knocked out of the hands of Brinson, but right to Jocelyn Dawson. Up ahead, here's Haven Briggs. Briggs drives to her right. Briggs underneath, puts it up off the window, no good. Rebound, wrestled free, and dual possession called. And it's going to be Blackhawk basketball. Leaf and Haley Romai replace Manarino and Baroni.
Harkland will return and replace Jocelyn Dawson for Elizabeth Forward. 3:39 to go. 71-48 Blackhawk lead.
As we'll get Ava Davis coming into the game for Blackhawk. As here comes Moy, back the other way. Moy stops up, top of the key, and Zombek a full-on hip check. I think just got out of control. Kind of looking back, and Chloe Zombek.
Yeah, she even said, my bad. No harm.
And she hurt that left leg doing that.
Yep. Yeah, Zombek has battled injuries this season. And
as we'll bring in another freshman, Valeria will see her first action. Moy 1 for 1 today. Will look to score for the first time this half. She will. 6 points for Moy. 72 for the Cougars. Team that averages 66.5 per game. Back iron, no. Rebound over the back. Went the recently entered Ava Davis. Going the distance to shoot 1-1 will be Bailey Brinson, who was 50% from the stripe today.
Shooting a 1-1, Bailey Brinson.
Brinson puts it up. No good. Rebound, grab down, and wheeling it back out. That was Piper Romai. Gets it back for Moy. Romai kicks it to the far side. Leaf into the middle. Underneath. Davis, no good. Rebound, Alyssa Terza. Terza off to Haven Briggs. 3:16 remaining in the fourth. Haven, top of the key. Briggs surveys her options. Far side, Terza. 3:10 in the fourth. Terza. Near side, Brinson. Brinson trying to back her way in. Outside, Terza with the three. Rattles, no good. Rebound right to the hands of Leaf. Here comes Chloe Leaf. Near side, the junior hands it off. That's to Darren Moy. The senior looks to drive. Bounce pass back to Leaf. Leaf driving in now. There goes Moy. Underneath, Davis has it taken away with the dual possession, and it goes back to the Warriors.
Warriors. Enter the game for the Cougars, number 44.
As some more reserves come into the game, as Maddie Saika enters, the 5'8 junior.
Number 25, Michelle Jellison.
As Jellison will come back in for the Warriors.
Running down some of the double-digit scores, Elena Fassetti, 28 points behind 8 3-pointers. There's a bucket by Jellison.
Her second of the game.
Gets EF into 50s.
As outside, handling that's Romai. To the corner it goes. Near side, putting it on the floor and back up top. Driving in, Saika. Saika back out. That's to Romai. Haley Romai with 2:10 on the clock in the fourth. 72-50 your score. Davis, underhand, three ball up. And that one no good off the hands of Saika. Back out by Leaf. Leaf from 15 deflected down. Grimm a little far. She was looking for Haven Briggs. Chloe Leaf knocked it down. And Grimm takes it away out to Briggs. Briggs, step back two, no good. Rebound, poked free, Davis. And Davis is fouled by Olivia Grimm.
Blackhawk 3 in double figures, led by Fassetti's 28, Cassie Potts with 14, and Quinn Baroni with 12. Bailey Brinson has led EF with 14 points, and Brooke Markland with 13 for the Warriors. And EF's two seniors,
Brianna Dawson and Jocelyn Ondick, enter the game.
Two of EF seniors in Haven Briggs and Brooke Markland exit.
Basically an all-freshman lineup besides, or I think it is for Elizabeth Ford, if I'm not mistaken. As far side triple up by Romai, rattles in, and that's just a deep two. First bucket of the game for Piper Romai. 74-50. Far side, that's Ondick. Ondick near side to Valero, back to Jellison. Jellison to the corner, that's Ondick. Ondick, right wing, back outside, around the horn to Dawson. Back up top they go. Valero, kick out. Now it's Grimm driving in. Grimm backs her way up, puts it up, no good. Rebound back the other way. Here comes Saika. Saika to the right wing, drives in, right block off the window and in. The sophomore gets her first bucket, make it 76-50. Ondick pulls the trigger, drains the triple. As the freshman onto the board. Back the other way, here comes Chloe Leaf. Under a minute to play, under a minute from a trip to the Peterson Event Center for the Blackhawk Cougars. Far side, that's Romai. Up top, triple up by Saika. Irons out, no good. Here comes Jellison. Romai knocks it away, knocks her down, and saves it. And now pressured by Ondick, floats it to Davis. Davis slows things down. Almost lost it. Far side, Haley Romai. Up top, Piper. 15 on the clock. Now it's taken by Piper. Back to Haley. 10 seconds remaining. They'll hold it out. Valero makes her put it on the floor. Down to 5. Down to 4. Skip to the corner with 2. They'll dribble it out. And for the first time since 2017, the Blackhawk Cougars are going back to the WPIAL championship game. 76-53. They extinguish the Warriors in WPIAL play, led by a 29 points first quarter, 28 points for Fassetti, 12 for Baroni, 14 for Potts, leading Blackhawk back to the Peterson Event Center. They've been in the semis a lot. They haven't finished a lot, just their 5th championship appearance in those 10 tries here in the semi, but again, they're 3 for 4 when they've got there.
Yeah, just a full team performance there by Blackhawk. I mean, Elena Fassetti, what can you say about what she was able to do? I mean, 28 points, hit 8 3-pointers, just led the way for the Cougars. Really balanced scoring attack with Potts and Baroni also in double figures. And, you know, got to give credit to Elizabeth Ford. You know, they hung on there in that second quarter, were able to cut their 20-point deficit in half at 10, but Blackhawk was just too much to handle.
Bailey Brinson didn't go away quietly. 14 points, again, 13 for Markland, leading the way for EF, 8 for Terza. And on the other side, as we mentioned, Fassetti, lights out from downtown, knocking down 5 threes in the first quarter, added 2 more in the third, taking her up to 7, and 1 more in the fourth, giving her 8 in the game for 28 points, 14 for Potts, and 12 for Baroni, as Blackhawk back to the Peterson Event Center for the first time since 2017, where they'll either take on number 2 Southmoreland or number 3 Knock. But that's all for us here as in the final night of semifinal action. WPIAL championships start Thursday at the Peterson Event Center. This game will be Saturday as Blackhawk continues their quest for a 4A championship game. It will be 3 o'clock on Saturday at the Peterson Event Center. But on behalf of my broadcast partner, Jose Negron, I'm Alex Lyon saying thanks for tuning in this evening to MVI Lives coverage of the postseason on the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. Your final score, number 1 Blackhawks 76, number 5 EF 51. The Cougars back to the Peterson Event Center. You heard it all here on your exclusive home for the WPIAL postseason, the TRIBLive High School Sports Network. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.